Bust out the golden monkey? No, because I would like to sleep tonight. I would like to be able to go to bed. So, we will not bust out the golden monkey. We will get some stuff done. And we're gonna start with easy stuff. I realized that I do want to do this relatively soon. And this is actually linked to these defaults. So let's talk about what we're doing. So we want to be able to set defaults for this interpolation data and maybe even the number of samples, right? And those could be on the theme. But also these are just like rando stuff, right? So what we could do is, so first, okay, we could do a couple things. So first, if we make a getter setter for what these waypoints are, right? Then we could also put a default on the theme for what waypoints you want it to start up with. And then maybe we could have a drop down over here that's like, are we doing source data or output samples, right? Source data or resampled data could be the choices. And then for source data, you just get a copy to clipboard that gives you the ASCII of the source data, right? And then when we close that loop, we could then make like a really nice looking gradient here, and then we could export the source data and have that be our startup, right? As opposed to this random thing that I typed in. So I don't know what looks good. I mean, we could do a witness theme, like the witness would be, gold and cyan with, I don't know, maybe, oh no, we would want to, that looked better with a better waypoint. So let's, like that's nice. It's a little bit, let's move that. But we can't export this. It's just an idea. So let's do that. We're going to go on the theme. We're going to say default interpolation is going to be interpolation dot OKLab Hermite. Oh, the gamma is always true. True. No, false. All right, so of course you can override this if you would like, but it is what it is. And then let's make sure, because I deleted a member from interpolation there. Yeah, no one was using it. Good. So now down here, we're going to get rid of this. Get rid of this. Instead, we're going to copy it off the theme when we construct. So if created. So right here is like, okay, this is the first time we're calling this. Let's create the state. Those keyframes, like I said, we're probably about to replace. All right, state dot each of these equals and then theme. Actually, we could just make a setter for this, right? Because you want people to be able to save and load the interpolation. So set interpolation state, comma, theme default interpolation. All right. Editor state interpolation. All right, so I'm going to using this because why not? Why not do some usings? We're amusing with our musings equals color space interp dot geometry. Okay. Boom, still defaults, but now it works the new way. Yay. Okay. Now, let us have default keyframes. Now, here's the thing. Using, see, I want to replace color keyframe with augmented keyframe. Okay, and we're going to say base, using base is color keyframe. All right, now and the reason we're separating this out is because we want people to be able to do what they're going to do. Now, this is going to be a vector 4. And that's going to fuck up a lot of things. But there we go. What a great feature that we have in this programming language that we can just do that. Now, whole program just compiled again. Okay. Yeah. We're going to make this a vector 4. We're going to take the pain. Now we're going to get a bunch of compile errors. Everywhere that we use this, because the color picker is just applying to this. We've still got many more to go. So we're just going to leave the alpha channel in there. Actually, the samples here should probably be vector 4. Color RGB. So this is not where the interpolation happens now. Just delete all that. All right. See, this is weird. We might want a different interpolation for alpha, if I'm being honest, but we'll worry about that later. Okay. Yeah, so target space is a vector 3. So we're going to say A0 is K0 dot color RGB dot W. A1 is K1. And then boom. A is LERP A0 A1 TT. So we do that, and then same, this is air meet with TT. Okay. Okay. All right, well, I didn't break anything too bad. Yellow is looking way chunkier. Yeah, it's true that RGB linear disrespects yellow. It would disrespect yellow even more if we didn't gamma correct, which we are now doing. So yellow is no longer as disrespected as it once was. Okay, let's make some more defaults. Default num samples 16. All right. Actually, I think we shouldn't necessarily chew up temporary storage, so we could put this back there. Okay, how do we num clipboard samples? Clipboard. All right. If created state that num clipboard samples is this. That's great. Theme dot. Okay. Still 16. That's great. 99. Boom. Okay. We don't need the no DCE here anymore. 0.03 seconds faster. Okay. Yeah, now we want the setters. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have set keyframes. And we're going to go state, right, and frames, not a pointer, it's an array. All right, and now, array resize. Right, so we get an initialized array, and now we're going to go four frames state.color keyframes it index.base is it. Okay, dude, this language is great. Now, I mean, that's it, I guess. Now we could do a get keyframes. Okay. Temp array reserve result state.color keyframes.count for result array add. I know for state.color keyframes. Result it index equals it.base return result. Okay, so now we have a getter and a setter. API. We're going to want to document get key. Oh, I didn't name it get. Set interpolation. Generate color samples. Camples. Okay. Cool. Clipboard. Okay. So getter setters for source data is supposedly in here. And we will test it because that's, oh, well, we have to call it. So if created, we're going to do this. Set keyframes state this is going to be annoying. So is T, put it after, right? Yeah. So let's paste all these. Getting a little punctuation heavy here. This is not zero punctuation. Boom. Okay. It's already a pointer. Boom. Boom. Okay, great. I think we're about ready to take the W before we move on and do the clipboard for the source data. Oh no, not yet, not yet. We're going to say default, is it keyframe colors? Let's call it, say, default keyframes is this is an array of color keyframe. Let's do it this way. All right. So you could set that. Set the keyframes. Theme.default keyframes. All right. Boom. Just to prove it works, let's change the middle keyframe, the 0.61, to more of a blue than a violet. Boom. Okay. Okay. Now what? Rah, 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 rah. Now what? Well, well, I think we take the W. There's no check-ins. Add settable defaults on the theme. Boom. Okay. Clipboard source data. We're going to need another drop down. So I kind of want to clean this up a little bit. So okay, so now we have some space here where we're going to put the drop down. I just want to make sure because it's been a while since I looked at this code. Anyway, I'm starting to get tired already. It's how it is. It's how it is. So we're going to do a drop down. See, if we do it super wide, it's just going to be unused, comma, right. What is this for? Oh, type, output type is cut left RW times 0.5. Okay, so we're going to do a drop down on the right. R output type, and this is going to be output type names state dot. I mean, maybe we should make a default for that too. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so we need output type names is string dot well, resampled resampled array or source keyframes. All right. Output type enum okay, so, and then output type S32. So, this is also edited by the dropdown. Okay. So, now we're not paying attention to this yet. And we don't want to draw number of samples if. So here we're just going to go if state.output type S32 if output type is equal to resampled array. We're going to actually do that. We're going to leave the spacing the same though. Okay. Copy. We shouldn't really call this copy samples to clipboard now. It's copy output to clipboard and output type. Copy output. All right, we do clipboard if complete output type is equal to some stuff. Okay, we want to put the string builder up here. Case resampled array, that's what we already had. Okay, cool. Now, case source keyframes, that is new sauce, okay? We're just going to output this exactly. Append builder this, and then at the end we're going to do this. Same line as before, but now we're going to go for. Actually, we can have a comma there, right? Oh. Not C++. Inert string. Wait, what? What? That means I messed up something real bad. Oh. Yeah, lol. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're just going to put the junk comma at the end. We don't care. Now, for state augmented keyframes, we're going to go append to builder dot print to builder, actually, dot percent comma percent whatever comma, okay, and then it dot, what are they called? Color RGB it dot T. Okay, cool. Oh, it's still called color keyframes even though it's augmented, because we didn't change the name of that variable. Okay, great. Oh, sure is loud out there. So let's make sure we get decent copy to clipboard. Now, let's go over here, paste from clipboard, color keyframe. Oh, well, it's not quite right. What? Oh, did I didn't delete the line. Ugh. See, I put an append. Yeah. Yeah. I put this and then I put it in the other string. And then that was, I didn't delete the first thing. All right. Source keyframes, copy to clipboard. Okay. Here we go. Boom. Sure looks like it'll work. Let's just paste that sucker in there and recompile. Boom, daddy-o. Here's the real test. Let's make something real pretty. I don't know what's real pretty. I'm not loving this. Oops. This is not my best creation. Let's do the witness style here. Right? So we're going to go here, we're going to go here. We'll go here. I mean, or we could just go to here. That's kind of okay. Although I like reds and stuff, but like, look, let's just output this, copy it to the clipboard. Go on back over here, paste that, delete it, close my program, recompile, and go. W. I don't like this, like the yellow is a little harsh. Guys, this programming language has been a lot of work, but it's really paying off. I really want something here, and then, I mean, that's kind of cute. Ooh. It's a little hard on the eyes, but and let's test it again. Another one. And another one. And another one. Well, that's a W. Clipboard can output source datas. Does the color picker give colors in sRGB? No, because I mean it kind of doesn't matter, but no, they're linear, or they're gamma. Okay, some of these are big, and maybe I don't want to start till tomorrow. But this one, storage for, yeah. So we're going to do this. Right, so these are going to be a vector 4. So we're just going to reuse the same memory. Oops. What? Oh. Okay. So that's great. Cool. We still do a little bit because we do that sorting. We could, if we really wanted to, do the same thing with the sorting and reuse a buffer there. Okay, maybe we start attacking some of these little bugs. Bugses. So let's repro this depth problem. So basically, if we pop up a color picker, right, and then we're on top of it, and we pop it up more times, it's under us. And I need to refresh how the depth works, right? Subwindow state. wants a raise. I think we just set that. Everybody wants a raise, right? There's been a lot of inflation. Open color picker sub.wants a raise is true. So that way you could just come out on top. Oh. Oh, right. See, we kind of just want I mean, like this is mostly consists of things, or this struct completely consists of things that don't change, or the system doesn't change, right? The user might change them if they want to. I was about to add this wants a raise. As a way of communicating that we would like it to be raised. Problem is, I just don't necessarily want to do that. It seems dirty because the system let's just let that happen and see what happens. It's just, I don't want to require you to track the last state. We do that for some things, but, you know. All right, so wants a raise. All right, so somewhere we say info equals if info.wants a raise actually we want to evaluate this actually here. Okay, raise it, we cover it, raise it, boom, 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 boom. Easy clap. You know what? I should build all the tests to make sure that I didn't... Why does it PowerShell my ass all the time? Just making sure... Dude. Chat's quiet tonight. That's fine though, it's late. Yeah, I know you can do this. It's just, I figured it would make another one of what's already open. But it does not do that. It makes what it wants to make. Bill Gates wants you to use PowerShell. Oh. Okay. This is actually okay, I think. Like, this is a bug that we fixed and I just haven't recompiled the compiler. It has nothing to do with what we're working on. Oh, shit. Okay, that's just broken. Oops, I'll fix it later. I don't want to derail my weekend. Oopsie. Like, I'm in the middle of other changes on the compiler. Like, it's nuts. Okay. Okay. Anyway. So, glad we learned about that, but it doesn't have to do with what we're working on. So, no, not Sokoban. Don't check in Sokoban. Check in. Commit. Under the color animation editor. At some point, we're going to have to fulfill the promise of the actual animation part, but that's probably not hard. That's this time view part. Let's think about this one. Do we actually give a crap? Okay. Below a compressed value of O.0405, the curve is linear, so the gamma is 1. Why? Somebody tell me. Yeah, I mean, this is what we're doing right now. How much do I get paid to do this? Do you really want to know how much I get paid to do this? It is a negative number that is large. Yeah, it's about that. Yeah, it's more than that. Less than that. You can divide that by 365 to figure out how much a day. But after we ship some more games, the hope is it works out. But it may not. It may not. Yeah, the answer is it's something like minus $9,800 a day or something like that. What's the backup plan? OnlyFans. You used to know. Why does it go linear? Yeah, I would like to read an explanation of why. Why was this done? ViewSonic. What does ViewSonic have to say? This is nonsense. All right. I give up. Linear when low signal. Yeah, I don't know. But it's like very linear. If you looked at that graph, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty weird. Okay. We're not going to worry about we're going to put a comment. We are ignoring the part of sRGB where it goes linear at really low intensities. Maybe we will care about that someday, but probably not. Okay, so that's great. I'm getting really tired, guys, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to start adding the time view. It's like the time cube, right? It's like you were educated stupid. You cannot understand the 4 simultaneous day rotations. Okay. Um, okay, time view. I'm sort of debating whether to just put it, like I was about to make it a different pop-up, right? But we kind of have a lot of space. But I mean, we could just make it a narrower window and that's fine. Um, but maybe we will, because then if we make it a pop-up, you can size it as big or small as you want. Let's go ahead and try that. And you know what? Can fix it later. So, um, we're going to have um, time view subwindow theme. Boom. Okay. Okay, where, I mean, I kind of just want a button down here or something that says time view. Maybe in the middle. I mean, we just kind of don't have anything down here. So I'm just going to do that. So after wrapping, I'm going to say button with some stuff, R, time view, time view pressed is this, R time view theme dot time actually, right? We don't have button theme. Okay. Time view. We'll probably move this around later. If time view pressed, sub.open is not sub.open. True. I don't know. Okay, draw colored picker, draw time view. Whoops. Actually, let's do that. So we're just going to do this. So we want to figure out how big to make this thing. Time view. Draw a callback time view. Okay. We're just going to leave it the same dimensions as the color picker for now, because who frickin' knows? All right. Okay. Draw time view. am I still doing the no DCE? Key. 116. Oh, yes. Where's bar rect? Oh, that was passed in. Okay. We'll just leave all these dimensions. Oh, whoops. Actually, these are the ones we need. Okay, time view, boom, it's off the screen, but that's fine. Oh, what an ugly window. Oh my God, okay. We're just gonna need to make that background, because the point of it is to view colors. We do not want it to look like that. Oh my God, look at all the frickin' colors. Okay, so we're not going to put all of them. Oh, that was literally only title bar shit. What? Region backgrounds. Okay. Not so bad. Time, view, sub window, theme. Dot. Boom. Okay, frame color. It's just, we're just gonna, you know, be grayscale about this. All right, time view, boom, okay. Title bar, we'll deal with later. This is just an ugly title bar. We should change it globally, right? Okay, so we are gonna have some dealy boppers, but let's just make it go. Okay, time, callback. We're up to 1,000 lines of code today. That's pretty good for a relatively sophisticated program. Okay, here we go. We're going to say cosmetic, no? Current time, all right. Fmod, cycling, current time 1. All right. And that's a float. So actually, let's say period is going to be 4. All right. And now t is going to be that. And we need a way to sample one color, right? And this is annoying because let's just we're just going to pretend like we sampled the color, and we might come back to this tomorrow. All right, and then quad, immediate, quad, and then we'll flush. All right, do we have immediate quad? We do. Draw prox immediate quad P0, P1, P2, P3. Color. Easy clap. Now, what are the P's? We're just going to make a big square. Margin is going to be R.W times O.025. Inner width is going to be R.W minus 2 times margin. All right. So we're going to say square, R square is going to be a rect. R square dot X is R dot X plus inner W. O plus margin. R square dot W equals inner W. R square dot Y equals plus R dot H minus inner W plus 2 times margin, R square dot H. It's actually 1 times margin. Okay, so we're just making a big thing, and then P0, P1, P2, P3 is get quad R square, easy clap, time view. Okay, so that's our color. And then we're gonna put some buttons and stuff. But the whole idea is to see this animating over time. Now, let's look at generate color samples. I mean, we could just fucking be really stupid about it. Let's do this. It's fucking stupid. Didn't want to re-implement sampling for a single point sample, so we literally resampled the entire damn thing, and then freaking interpolate inside it. We could at least only do this when something dirties the colors, but we don't have that concept at the moment. Okay, computers are fast. We're going to go generate color samples state, samples, get interp. Interpolation. Okay, samples is going to be an array of 500 vector 4. Okay, we generate the samples. Now we're going to say sample in. We're going to say index colon equal color. Index is samples dot count times t, right? Floor of this plus 0.5, right? If index greater than or equal to samples dot count, index equals samples dot count minus 1. Okay. So this is just all. Oh wait. Okay, we're going to do that. And just say T is that. And let's just at first just point sample it, right? We'll interpolate in a second. Color equals samples index. Delete that one. Array subscript must be an integer. Time view. There we go. It is officially the color animation viewer for all the people who said, but you're just doing gradients. You're just doing gradients. Okay, so of course we're going to want some controls down here, right? I turned on wrapping, so hopefully it doesn't seem to really be wrapping, does it? Maybe the gradient is just, why does this not look like it's wrapping? The gradient is just super sharp. Yeah. So we're going to have controls here, like what's the period that we had just hard-coded to 4 seconds, right? We'll draw a little thing creeping along here. Creeping the creep. What else do we want besides the period here? I don't know. I feel like there's other controls we want. Pause. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Pausing and playing are things that we will want. Photosensitive seizure warnings if you crank the... Yeah, well, you know, Casey, sometimes you just have to be risky. Sometimes you have to go for it. Sometimes you just need to get a seizure in order to advance in life. Let's add some more crazy colors. There we go. Time view. Oh yeah, baby. So I'm kind of skeptical about this because we're not getting the same colors. Like this is getting way darker, right? Oh, I bet that's like an alpha situation. When we add, okay, our defaults, this is funny. I'm glad I wasn't too tired to figure this out. Our defaults have alpha equals 1 explicitly put in. When we add new waypoints, it's alpha 0. So it's really good at playing Go. So array add, where is it? Yeah, we don't see the W coordinate. See, I should do the same thing here. I'm a little too tired. But I should do the same interpolation thing here where we just clamp the indices. Let's just fucking whatever. We're going to put that on our list. I'm just too tired. Too tired. When we do fourth channel values, time view controls. All right, so now we will add more weight points. Okay, I'm a little bit disturbed, guys. Hold on. Do you see how significantly shit's changing when I add waypoints? That's not really supposed to be how it is. I mean, maybe it is for some reason, but you know, when we do like RGB, right? Oh, now that's changing now too. Maybe there's a. Oh, guys, I bet there's a gamma problem. See, remember it's a separate interpolation for this, and that doesn't do gamma. That's the problem. Okay, so we'll fix that tomorrow. I was going to say, because it used to be perfect, and now it's like Now it's like Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's make some colors happen here that are different. Okay. And now time view. Boom. Boom. Okay, it is now no longer fading out. So this is where I'm going to leave it for the night. And this is great. Like I said, this is way further than I expected to get today. So, like, this is basically usable, right? We'll just make the time view better. We'll add some little control holios down here. This probably, you know, doesn't need to be a square. I don't know. But yeah. And then we can close it. We can open it. We can close it. All right. Boom. Also fix it to clamp indices for simpler code. Okay. So we'll probably do that first tomorrow. So you got to keep an eye out when you make programs. Like, bugs will creep in. And it's very easy to look at something like that and go like, it's just floating point error, or I just don't want to fix it. It's good enough, right? A lot of programmers do that. And it's a good idea just to go a little further. What made you decide to do a color animator? Yeah, so the deal is, Casey, it's complex. As you know, I forget exactly what we said, but during the interview I did with you, I talked about something that I had not done a good job on ever in my career, like a specific technical thing, and that I sat down to do, right? This is another one of those. I've never done good particle systems, really. They were all like programmer art and didn't have much in the way of features and all this stuff, right? And so, like, even Braid, which the look was determined mostly by particles, the particles were technically very simple, right? It's just fade in, sustain, fade out, and maybe a little bit more, right? Like rotation, whatever, but very basic. And, you know, so for Sokoban game, somebody else is going to be doing a lot of the particle system stuff. Actually, somebody else already has. But I was thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, one of the things that makes particles look good is to have control over color. Maybe this is what I mentioned in the interview, but like, you know, particle systems that we do typically had, even the Braid one and even the Witness one is like, designate an RGB color for the beginning and the end of the particle's lifetime. And actually 2 colors that you randomly pick between and interpolate, and you just get really muddy, boring colors like that. And so I wanted to have a way where you can get better colors, right? So I I was like, look, if I just put in a little bit of effort to do just an editor where you can do an arbitrary sequence of colors, then A, I can use that, and then B, we can just give it out with the other GetRect widgets, and then anyone who wants to make a gradient or whatever can. And so I don't know if you saw this, but we have, you know, you can output the resampled array or the source keyframes. You know, if I want 100, actually I've got to hit enter on that. If I want 100 things, then boom, and now we've got the data, right? And so that's pretty useful. And since we will also be able to use it to make our particles nicer. Like this already, right here, this simple 3-frame thing with Eremite interpolation in OKLab is like way nicer than any particle system that we ever shipped. Like our particles simply cannot do this. So yeah, that's the backstory for anyone who is wondering. So basically I felt like, you know, I had for this part of it, because particle systems were always something I wanted to do better at, you know, this sprung to mind as like, okay, if we do this, it'll be a major component in making particles better, especially if you want your game to be colorful. And, you know, if I assign it to somebody, it'll probably, you know, it always takes longer and they never know what you mean and whatever. I bet I could just do this in a weekend project. And so here we go. You know, it was just today, 4 sessions today. If you count the amount of time I was actually programming this, as opposed to like chatting and answering questions and making tea, it's maybe 6.5 hours. And it's like, dude, should I have spared fucking 6.5 hours in the braid time frame to make better particles? Maybe. You know, should I have done it in the witness time frame? Maybe. It's just so hard when you're just getting bombarded by all this stuff to do. It's just very hard to sit down and make. And I never would have thought that this would go this fast, I think. It's still not, you know, it's still not totally simple because it's like, well, we're outputting an array of stuff that's variable size, and that's a little bit more annoying to put that on your entity, but it's fine, you know, whatever. Does this also mean Can of Wormholes is done? I am pausing on Can of Wormholes for a while. I did not get the good ending. I'm not sure I'm going to get the good ending. We'll see. The next step is to make it a 2D gradient. No, because 2D gradients are not useful in our particle systems. Actually, they are, though. Because you know, like, you don't necessarily want every particle to do exactly the same path, right? So you want some variance per particle in some way. And the question is, once we put this in, what is that? But maybe lifetime variance is enough. Maybe you can start and end earlier or later, and that's how you get variance. Maybe you could have a small hue shift modifier. I don't think you would want it to be too big. You could have hue shift beginning and hue shift end and randomly roll that and then go through that. Anyway, this has been a great success. Like, dude, even if I don't work on this tomorrow, like, this is at the point where I could hand it off to the team and say, do this, please. Like, just use this widget and go. I mean, we want to at least make the widget the right size and get rid of the dummy thick border and stuff, but like, yeah. Yeah. And put the controls in the time view. But even if we don't do this, it's fine. They could start using it. One day, dude. one day and I took tons of break. Imagine if I had just cranked all day. Like I said, this was like 6.5 hours, right? What if I had done a 15-hour day today? I'm such a slacker. Such a slacker. Show the time view. Time view doesn't do anything yet. If you just use a texture lookup, then it's not really a thing anymore. Anyway, you can just output the gradient to a texture. Yeah, I just mean in terms of saving and loading entities on disk. You know, like if you just have a fixed slots like color 0 and color 1, it's just a little, you know, there's no dynamic allocation or anything, right? But we already do dynamic allocations for some things. It's fine, really, honestly. Yeah, but that's what we would do is we would load, you know, so this was the resampled array, but we would essentially load the binary version of this, the source keyframes. Uh-oh. So one thing I learned is like, predictably Emacs does not like it when you, how much did we do? 1 million keyframes on one line? Yeah, it wasn't good. So yeah, here's the source data. You would just load this in. You would pass it to the function that generates this, and we would write that into a texture, totally. Or maybe not even a texture, maybe just a float array. I don't know. I don't know how you do it on a modern GPU. Either way. Is it faster from a pixel shader to sample a float array or sample a 1D texture that's got float coefficients? I assume it's about the same, right? I mean, we don't actually need fancy interpolation on the texture because the texture is already going to be relatively dense. Should the keyframe data be sorted by time? No. We intentionally don't do that because, you know, if you're serializing data and whatever, right? You don't want things to unnecessarily scramble around more than they have to and whatever. So I intentionally programmed this system so that we just sort it when we do the sampling. But otherwise, it can be out of order. And in fact, it's in order of when did you add things. Of course, except removing things does do an unordered remove. I'm not sure how bad that is, but I'm going to assume it's not that bad. I don't know. We'll see. And copying to clipboard, should it be sorted? You know, I don't know. I could imagine you might want that. Yeah, I could imagine it doesn't matter. I mean, the thing is, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should sort it. Presumably already streamed textures too. Yeah, yeah, totally. Totally. Yippers. So there's still a fair amount to do. We'll see what we get to tomorrow. So better time view window. And then, you know, if alpha is like intensity or something. Actually, that's an easy way to add randomization, is have the alpha be brightness and then multiply that by a random scalar, right? I don't know. But this has been great. Dude, we got so much done. I mean, it doesn't look like much when you're just looking at it on the screen here, but we got so much done. Bro, let's go back to RGB. It's the same. That's, it's the same because we're in the red band. Red band trailer. Linear. Dude, even linear looks not that, well, okay, that's pretty different right there. In some portions of the color space, it's not that different. All right, thanks everyone. I'm going to bed. See you tomorrow. Maybe, probably. Probably. These will end up on video sites at some point. Probably. Thanks everyone.